Hello, this is a video about branching in Git. So usually, if you're working in a team, you want to have more than one branch to be working on. Typically, you'll have the main branch and the dev branch. So to replicate that, I'm going to create a new repository. I'll call it test branch. I'll create it, and then I'll just copy the details there and just paste it into a terminal window. So let's go create a README file. So typically what you'd do is you'd make sure which branch you're on. Git branch should be able to do it. We're on main. Another way would be to do git status. So what I want to do is to create a new branch. I'm going to call it dev. So I can say git checkout dev. Of course, there isn't yet a dev branch. So I can do git checkout the dev. Switch to new branch dev. So it's created the new branch and it's left me in that new branch. Now this automatically updates and there's nothing here. So this file is completely empty. Apart from the header which says test branch. So I can put this is on the dev branch. And if I save it, I can do a git status. And we've modified, but we haven't committed. So before I switch branch, what I should do is commit my changes. Git add readme, git commit, give it a message, added dev message. And then our status should be clear. So now, if I switch back to the main branch with the checkout, now our commit there has disappeared, so our work has disappeared because obviously it's not on the test branch. Because on the main branch, we haven't made any changes. So let's do something similar here. Change from the main branch. And I save. If I do a git status, it shows that I've made changes. I can do a git diff. And I have made changes from the main branch, which is reassuring. So now I can do git add So we've modified it, git commit, changes from the main branch. Okay, so I have my two branches. So what if I'm working on my own? Well, at the moment, our GitHub repository, it's already been pushed with the end of the commands that I just copied and pasted. If I want to push into there, there should be no problem. So if we do git push, we should be able to make those changes. And they're directly there. So what I might like to do is add the changes from my dev branch into my main branch. Now I'm going to expect there to be a conflict here because I've changed the same line in both. So let's see what happens. So we'll do git merge. Okay, automatic merge failed. Fix conflicts and then commit the result. And here it's made changes. So I'm going to need to use a merge tool that understands what those changes are. So if I do git merge tool, I happen to already have set this up with OpenDiff. So I press enter and it opens. And it just so happens that I want both the changes. Choose both left first. And that looks reasonable enough to me. So I can save, close, and it's made the changes. And I'm surprised that Git isn't asking me. if we were successful. Interesting. Maybe we didn't close opendiff properly. I'll merge. Anyway, so we've made the changes, and again, we can push into the main branch. Oh. And everything's fine, or not, because I haven't committed my changes. Okay, so we've modified our changes. They're staged. I'm going to get rid of our ridge file. And I can push those to my remote branch. And everything's fine. It's got the 2 lines there. But in all honesty, that's probably not how it's going to work when you're working with other people. You're probably going to be working on your dev branch, happily working away. And when you want to push, you're going to push to the remote version. So if I just do a git push, it will tell me I need to create the dev branch here. So we can look at what's going on by switching. Switching to our dev branch. Now, of course, I haven't committed my more changes yet. So now we've committed, we can push. Take a little bit of time to do. Okay, so I've pushed this dev branch, and then I can create a pull request into the main at the remote. So I click on create pull request, and this is where you'd have the code review process. So you'd make changes, please view my code. You'd make comments, and then ideally somebody else would come in and then come and merge your pull request. So we could then merge back into main, and then we'd be done.